We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Time to get serious. As you can see by my thuggish thumbnail today, Bitcoin, not going to stop it. The rest of the market, getting ready to go parabolic. What is the message of MicroStrategy? Well, you've heard it from me before. Very simply, anybody who wants that much Bitcoin is going to have to take over a company like MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy has value as not just as, a holder of Bitcoin, but as a place where you could go to get literally a ton of money. A ton of Bitcoin, right? Without having to go in the open market. A lot of people don't understand that the parabolic that you're currently seeing in MicroStrategy can actually spill over into other things. We talk about leadership. This is a thing from equities from my past. Like what leads? First, you have speculative assets, meme coins. Then you have equities. Way back when, broker-dealer stocks like Merrill Lynch, Lehman Brothers, they would lead. And then the rest of the market would follow. In this case, memes and MicroStrategy are going to lead the crypto market. Now, if you want to get up to speed on the altcoins you need, on the philosophies that you need, we have a huge GAN report that I've got the slides done for, which is going to hit the member area any day now. Okay, right here, you can scan this QR code. And if I'm sharing the screen, you want to go to our YouTube member area and hit this join button right on the homepage to get involved. You want to know when the biggest time to get a membership? You want to know when the most bull posting should happen? You want to know when the cowboy hat stays on? When the market is down. Because if you look at your screen today, and you don't need me for this, you look at what's up today. Stellar, blockchain infrastructure, virtual AI agents, right? You look at these things, Cardano, I don't know, a meme coin for Web3, plus they might build something on it that works. This is not priced into the market. Nothing is priced into the market. People are like, oh, look at MicroStrategy. I have like 8 news articles. Why is MicroStrategy going up? Well, we know why MicroStrategy is going up. Because it's a Bitcoin farm, right? It's like a gold mining company that's got all the gold. If you want gold, you got to buy MicroStrategy, right? And then MicroStrategy winds up in the S&P 500. And then, everyone's like, yeah, TradFi is coming to crypto. Nobody knows what that means. TradFi is coming to crypto. Oh, wait, there's a banana taped on a wall. I got to buy that meme coin. People, listen, I get it. Trading opportunities, not dissing it. What I am saying is when that stuff corrects, which it is today, right? Note, very important. Meme coins correct or pause or go down 70% or whatever. And what starts taking off? MicroStrategy. I thought MicroStrategy was overvalued, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, bro. Not if they're going to put it in the S&P 500. Do you know what I'm saying? Like MicroStrategy's volume gets to a point, all crypto equities, their volume gets to a point, mutual funds can start buying them. And if a mutual fund doesn't want to buy the Bitcoin ETF, they buy MicroStrategy. And if MicroStrategy goes up, how long is it before Bitcoin, altcoins, total crypto market cap, Web3, all follows? MicroStrategy, that's boring. That's not GoatCoin. But it's moving like GoatCoin now. Why? Well, because no one thinks they have to own it. No one wants to buy it, right? It's like, oh, yeah, that's too expensive. I don't need to buy that. Whoop, gone. Surprised? I'm not. I mean, yeah, it's a little crazy. But again, like meme coins told you one thing. MicroStrategy is telling you another thing. BlackRock's been telling you for, months. If you get caught sleeping on this, you're going to hate yourself at the end of the year because you're like, yeah, I could have bought Polkadot at 5 or Cosmos at whatever, Chainlink, all this stuff that they're going to build Web3 on. It's happening right before your eyes, right? There's just not enough crypto. There is no more Bitcoin. There's not enough crypto to fulfill the demand if everybody starts coming over from TradFi. Don't believe me? We'll look at the MicroStrategy stock. Okay. I promised Eagle King no gigantic streams today. Oh my God. So how good are people doing today? We have Huckleberry Native. We have T-Bone with the super chat, $20. I appreciate that. Super Matt, a member. Let's go. Bob Marsh is here. Bob, we're going to get it for you, buddy. Caroline, today's Tech Bites, right? Crypto Keter, what's going on? What's going on? Quantum Guru, right? Willimeter with the super chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rumors of my birthday are out. Silas, Huckleberry Native, welcome. Welcome to the show. Indie Rock Crypto is here. DC Precise, Cossacks 8, Silas, right? New nerves have grown into his brain from the cowboy hat. Let's cook it, right? Let's cook it. Right on. Sagittarius. No, it's actually Scorpio. I'm right on the Sagittarius border, right? Everybody is in the house. Mike K, Quantum Guru, Yappy, Frankie B with the notorious love from Twitter. D hammering away with those emojis. By the way, there's a $4.99 tier that gets you emojis and priorities on comments as best I can. And then there is, obviously the bigger membership. And don't forget about Patreon, the 6th Street Crypto Podcast, which has a profanity-laced passion plea about Pluto in Aquarius, where somebody on the street actually joined in, to do a profanity-laced duet. That just hit the Patreon before the live stream. And also Lux Algo. I mean, people, the Lux Algo indicator, the affiliate link, it's on the QR code. It's down below. It's funny. I undershill the product. I mean, it's down below. There's a Bill Noble indicator that has a video attached to it. And folks, wait till you see these Jesse Livermore accumulation cones. I found all this stuff before the stream. I swear to God, we could put up 4 charts and be done. This Lux Algo stuff is crazy, right? First, it was started to discount zones and then go up, right? Then it was bounced to the premium zone, hit the medium zone, and then boom. Now it's these accumulation cones. And when you see this stuff, these automatically drawn things and how the market is reacting when they break out. Oh my God, please I could yell, I could shout. I finally figured out how to talk into this mic after 2 years of streaming, but I don't even have to shout into the mic. I don't. Okay. T-Bone wants to look at RIOT. You know what? Let me just do that right away, because I know T-Bone did the super chat and I appreciate that very much. So let's just jump right into RIOT and then we can jump right into the news. So Marathon Digital is going off today. They issue debt to buy Bitcoin. RIOT was doing well and is down slightly. Okay. So RIOT went up and came back to equilibrium. It's fine. What I'm looking for when I'm looking at these 2 and 3 day charts, right? I'm looking for these things. Like if you look at, say, a 3 day chart of RIOT, there's a big support block here, and it broke out of this Lux Algo downward sloping wedge formation. You know what, folks? The equity market is telling you don't fade this stuff. And this stuff has done nothing, like nothing. And when people start figuring out that the only way to get their hands on Bitcoin is to buy miners, this thing went straight down. Why can't it just go straight back up again? It's pretty simple to me anyway. Bitcoin ETF options. So we talked about this yesterday. Bottom line is options are a way to make, to say pay $1 for something that, might be very, very profitable if Bitcoin went up dramatically. If Bitcoin went down, all you lose is the $1. The catch is you got to get the timing right. But of course, the timing is now in Bitcoin between now and March, and everyone knows it. So Bitcoin ETF options come out. Word has it somewhere in here in the news that the ETF is at 50 something, and they're betting on 100 via the options market. Every time somebody buys a bullish bet, right? Every time someone makes a bullish bet using these products in legacy, an options market maker has to turn around and buy the Bitcoin ETF. So as these options come out, retail gets involved, upward price action leads to more call options buying, which the way options work, again, in 10 words or less, the higher it goes, the more the options market makers have to buy. So for every bet that gets made, Bitcoin ETF gets bought. For every bet that's made that starts working as Bitcoin accelerates, more Bitcoin ETFs have to be bought. It's like this perpetual cycle of betting. And anybody who's missed out, and believe me, you're looking at this MicroStrategy stock price and everyone's like, oh my God, what the hell is this? This is what happens when they all FOMO in, right? Like mutual funds, trading funds, stock funds, they can't buy the Bitcoin ETF. They're like, oh my God, we have to get involved. What, you think these guys care about buying overvalued stocks? They've been buying overvalued stocks for 14 years, for God's sakes. They don't care. And what happens when this spills over into Web3? BlackRock Bitcoin ETF options bets to 100, $200,000 Bitcoin. Literally, the Bitcoin ETF, we're going to stop looking at the price of Bitcoin at some point. Like when it gets over 105 or 125, we're going to stop looking at Bitcoin and we're going to be looking at the ETF. You think I'm crazy? I know. At CNBC, they'll look at the price of Bitcoin, but they're going to be looking at the ETF. Okay. Oh my God. Look at this. I mean, this goes back to, you think that they're kidding. Breaking news from the Eagle King. President-elect to consider creating first ever White House crypto role. Call me. Call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I clean up pretty good in a suit. Call me, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could definitely do it. I could definitely do it. Bitcoin has larger market cap than 3 biggest banks in the world. Okay, Chase, Bank of America, Bank of China, right? Because Bitcoin doesn't have disastrous commercial real estate debt, and they're not the intermediaries in a gold market where if somebody defaults on physical gold delivery, they're not in the middle of that. So, yeah, Tesla is like the auto company without the pension problems that the other companies have. Bitcoin is the monetary system without the baggage of the banks. Okay. How crypto became the biggest winner of, Orange Man 2.0. Yeah, that's because the Orange Man's popularity is correlated to Bitcoin. And he's figured it out that we want it bigger, better, glitzier, and we want economic growth in this, and we want to own it, right? So you can own Web3. It's the space race, right? Beat the Chinese, beat the Russians, beat the Europeans, catch everybody sleeping, and then just pour money into it and let it rock. And then have the Treasury and the Fed goose Bitcoin. And the next thing you know, you have an industry. Like the crypto industry has hired no one. There are people calling me going, my coins haven't gone up. This is not a full-fledged bull market yet. You've had spots of things going up, but this market has not rallied across the board. You've had certain sectors and certain coins pop off. What, you don't think they know that? You don't think these guys are going to be like, hey, man, let's get it going? Milton Friedman is an economist, okay, who says basically, let's stop having the government suck all the money out of the economy and let's put it back in the private sector. And what this guy used to think is crazy. He's like, yeah, close this department, close that department. We don't need the government doing this. We don't need the government in our lives. I mean, I was educated like this. I was educated at a libertarian business school. I took a final exam in the year 2000 on a computer when computers had just come out. So this clanky, you could hear the keys banging back and forth. The guy next to me wearing earplugs. And as I banged away on this 8-hour final exam, you got an automatic B for the class. Automatic B for the class. If you typed government is evil for every answer on the test. And one guy actually did. Government is evil, typed in every line and left. And you know what? I kind of liked the way the guy was thinking, but I was like, yeah, maybe that's a little extreme. Yeah. Yeah, not anymore. And now they're starting to trot out all these old guys. Like this, like I'm the old guy in crypto, but these are like the old guys. They're starting to trot out all these interviews. Ron Paul, Milton Friedman, who says inflation is first and foremost a monetary phenomenon. And don't forget, right? Problems with inflation, problems with the dollar, problems with fiat. This is why we're here. I mean, I know this is like a gigantic moon fest, and don't get me wrong, people. I'm fitted with a nice cowboy hat here, so I get it. But don't forget why we're here. I say that every stream, and I will continue to. Okay, so the U.S. is closing down, buildings over significant air attack threat. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have been wrong on this geopolitical hysteria for 2 years. Whatever. Stop hurting each other. Knock it off. Let's build something. Okay, Ethereum precipitously dropping versus Bitcoin. Shocking. A public service announcement. Bull markets are very hard. The harder it is to stay long, the bigger the bull market. Can you talk about Ethereum? No. No, you can't talk about it. You can talk about it for a little while and then it just collapses versus Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is just dominating. All the trading is on Solana. Nobody cares about ETH and it just goes down until somebody wants to do a big Web3 project or something on ETH, or there's a gigantic DeFi infrastructure built on this thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the whole rest of the market has to rally and it's not about ETH anymore. I don't know. But I do know that if ETH ever woke up, this market would be a volcano. I think part of the reason why the market isn't a volcano is because it's just Solana memes and Bitcoin. If it was anything else in that mix, forget about it. It would be gone. Okay, so again, everybody not believing MicroStrategy. Peter Schiff, this is insane. MicroStrategy's market cap now exceeds the combined market caps of a big gold mining company and another gold stock symbol, the two largest gold mining companies in the world. Right. Because if you want to buy Bitcoin, you cannot buy Bitcoin in the open market the way MicroStrategy has it. If you wanted to buy gold, you could take over the gold companies. You're going to take Michael Saylor's going to sell MicroStrategy? You sure about that? No way, man. There's a liquidity premium. I wonder how much longer it can take before MicroStrategy's market cap exceeds the market capitalization of the entire gold mining industry. Sounds like you are starting to think you may have been wrong, says Pomp. No, I'm still 100%. You guys are wrong. How high does it have to go before people change their mind? It's just a monstrous number. It's a monstrous number. Solana is set to outperform Bitcoin as DEX registers huge trading volume. Okay. Well, when the market goes down, meme coins correct. Meme coins can correct 40 to 70%. I collected some of them. You have to be careful about volatility because you get 3 down days after everybody FOMOs in, you get volatility, right? Just like anywhere else. The upside without the volatility is in a whole bunch of coin no one wants to talk about, which will be in the GAM report, which will be in the member area, which, I would encourage you to FOMO into. Okay. Rumble stock rises as CEO teases Bitcoin adoption. Okay. Michael Saylor is now officially like the advisor to all the world. He's now like the Tony Robbins life coach for anybody who wants to get into Bitcoin. Okay, so, everybody is trying to figure out who the Treasury Secretary is, who's going to run the SEC to get the most juice going in the crypto market, right? You can now track Michael Saylor's portfolio on a website. Again, this sounds extreme. It probably is for MicroStrategy, but MicroStrategy could be a leading indicator for the whole rest of the market. In other words, this is this huge example that's going to hit the media and legacy media of buy Bitcoin, wear diamonds, right? Here's this guy who took all this risk and took all this heat, right? And everybody gave him a hard time. And now what's happening? MicroStrategy up 3%. Now it's worth more than blah, 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 right? Coinbase CEO says this initiative, okay, very carefully, look at this. This efficiency initiative could have blockchain transform government efficiencies. What is going to happen when they start putting government systems on blockchains? I mean, they're talking to Armstrong. Armstrong could wind up the crypto czar. You don't know that. Can you imagine? Like I said, crypto has catalysts. MicroStrategy is surging. What's going on? So as the legacy media and CNBC start reporting on MicroStrategy, this is a reminder. They're just now starting to report this news, right? You know, T-Bone's been long MicroStrategy. My Patreon group has been long crypto equities. I don't know, man, for a year, right? Since like, literally a year. It's like, you got to buy these stocks. These stocks are all going to 10x. At least they're going to 10x, 20x. That's like a stock, like your IRA can 20x. And then you can take the money and buy the Bitcoin ETF, and then boom. I mean, it's not easy, but the strategies are simple. Like, meme coins are not simple. I mean, they're straightforward if you get the right meme, or if you understand hedge funds have to FOMO into the big ones. That part is. But the stock part of it is simple. There is no more Bitcoin. MicroStrategy upsizes debt offering. Yeah, so just in case you're wondering what Michael Saylor is going to do, the more press he gets, the more he's going to buy. This guy lived 6 months with his position at an average price of $42K or $30K. He lived with Bitcoin for 6 months at $16K. Do you think this guy cares if he has a $13 million price target or a 7-figure price target about Bitcoin at 100K? Do you think he cares? How long is it before this guy starts buying the Bitcoin ETF, starts issuing Bitcoin bonds, right? These guys are all huddled together. They got all these like 6-figure media marketing. They're like, okay, how can we get a string of announcements out, right? They don't just sit around and go, oh, look, our stock's up. Oh, yeah, that's nice. No. People, they're out there going, oh my God, how can we get catalysts? How can we get every analyst off their duff? How can we make people pay attention? What are we going to announce at our January earnings conference call? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's doing this. Everybody's going to have a blockchain. Everybody's going to have a Bitcoin strategy. It's going to snowball on itself. 2017 was like, yeah, Bitcoin went up a lot. Yeah, everyone's getting rich except you. The New York Times reported it. But dude, the Orange Man is behind this. You got the Orange Man. You got Michael Saylor. You got Novogratz. You got BlackRock. You got Cathie Wood. I mean, these people have built this giant funnel that says nothing about real world assets. I mean, just take this set of headlines and imagine what it looks like if I got a set of these headlines for DeFi, real world assets, right? Say there's an AI coin that pops up, right? Somebody figures out that you're going to need decentralized physical infrastructure, right? Somebody comes out and says, I don't know, that, we don't have enough computational power, or there's a problem with an NVIDIA chip, and everybody has to look into the decentralized world. All it takes is one announcement from somebody, right? You don't think the big AI companies, the software companies are not looking at, gee, how can we get involved in Web3? I mean, the phone is ringing in every chief marketing officer office in every single tech company going, oh my God, what do we got on Web3? Do we have an emergency Web3 report in the drawer like NASA? It's like, oh, wait a minute. Can we fix the Apollo 13 space shuttle? Where's the manual? I mean, that is literally what's got to be going on. And MicroStrategy stock is triggering that, right? It's not just about that. It's about the effect that it's going to have on the whole TradFi market. And I keep saying they're coming. And everyone just goes, banana taped to a wall. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to understand what's going on. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy is the most traded stock in the United States today. Okay, is that probably a blow off top? Yeah, maybe. But is it leadership? Is everybody waking up and going, okay, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Okay, let's buy MicroStrategy. Right? How long before that spreads to Cardano? I mean, Cardano on Joe Rogan, Charles Hoskinson on Joe Rogan. Do you think when Hoskinson is done on Joe Rogan for 3 hours, that people are going to understand what Cardano and a layer 1 is? He used to work on Team Ethereum. I got the book somewhere in here, right? The Cryptopians, I think is the name of it, right? Where, it was like Vitalik, Hodgkins, the guy from Cardano. I mean, it was like the all-stars and all went to do their own thing. I mean, this is going to get talked about. This is going to be like front page news. First digital stablecoin on SUI. 100 billion market cap. Anybody? Like I said yesterday in meme coins, you have 20. You have milestones for meme coins: 1 million, 25 million, 50 million, 100 million, and $1 billion. So why isn't SUI $100 billion or $250 billion like Ethereum? Why can't it go there? It so can, because you're going to need all of these layer ones as rails for the internet, the whole internet, like Wall Street, all of it. Like, we're so used to being small, and now we're about to get huge. Cardano's up 14%. What is going on? I don't know. You tell me, man. What is going on? Comment down below. What's going on? It's the Web3 meme coin. Something might actually be built on it. This guy's chief in charge, crypto czar. Somebody call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, follow the market. Like, what is Mr. Market telling you? Mr. Market is telling you that, I saw Ben Armstrong's 1 millionth live stream, like the live stream that he had where he crossed 1 million followers. I watched that entire live stream in the doorway of his studio. Everyone else left. I watched the entire stream. This guy got on last cycle and go, I interviewed this guy from Cardano and this is going up. He said XRP is going to be the biggest coin in the next cycle. And guess what? He's going to be right. And he's going to be right now. And a lot of people who followed and thought, and whatever, and retail was like trapped in this stuff and frustrated, and they all got out, and now they're all going to have to come back in at much higher prices because the institutions are going to FOMO in. Not to mention what the U.S. Treasury might do. Like everything that guy told you about these coins, you got to go watch those videos. Robinhood is the top crypto deregulation trade. We'll look at the chart. You just have absolutely no idea what's about to happen here. If everybody with a 401k, if everybody who knows how to push a green button and download an app like Gen Z, anybody who gets tax relief, no tax on tips, where do you think all this money's going? Where do you think this money's going? Marathon Digital borrows money to repurchase debt, stock up, weekly chart breaking out. We'll go over it. It's unbelievable. Okay, so yeah, who is going to be the Secretary of Commerce? Right? It's Lutnick. So don't doubt that he wants Bitcoin accepted in retailers for Christmas. Metaplanet jumps 15% after Bitcoin acquisition. The market is sending a message. Buy Bitcoin, your stock goes up. What's management's job in a company? To maximize shareholder value. Shareholders are going to be looking at companies and going, why is our treasury not invested in this? Why are we not doing this? For God's sakes, I remember back in the day, Visa bought a CryptoPunk and put it on its balance sheet. So if Visa can buy a CryptoPunk, can anybody buy some XRP? Can anybody, get involved in some form of alternative money here? Anybody? Dogecoin XRP volume flips Bitcoin in South Korea. Now, why is it Dogecoin and XRP? One, because people understand it. Two, they have low dollar prices visually, so it's optics. And most importantly, their money. I can't even tell you what happens when you find out you can buy a Domino's pizza in Dogecoin, or, XRP is accepted at Target or something like that. Like the first people who start accepting this stuff for Christmas, forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. Okay. Michael Saylor meets with Microsoft to discuss investing in Bitcoin. It's kind of like Luke in the Return of the Jedi, right? He's like going up to see Darth Vader and the Emperor, trying to like get Darth Vader to come over to the light. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey guys, stop trying to take over the world. Buy some Bitcoin. People might like you more. You know what I'm saying? Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy surpasses $100 billion market cap. Right. Saylor explains why you can't simply value MicroStrategy based on the Bitcoin it holds. Not to mention the fact of what happens if they start developing on Bitcoin. Okay. A small country in Asia now has 40% of its GDP in Bitcoin. Okay. I can't even show like the bottom half of this, but yeah, Beeple. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy bull posted peanut and went to $1 billion. Bitcoin ETF makes new all-time high above 94. You know, at some point, we're going to be like, oh, 94, oh, 95, oh, 96, oh, 97, oh, 99, oh, 101. Yeah, there could be a day where it just goes. And they have to start counting it in like 5,000 unit increments. You think that can't happen? Like, what is the level in Bitcoin where you would take profits? Toby Ward, my colleague, said flat out. Like, people will take profits in Bitcoin when it's absurdly above 100. Said that on our last podcast, which I think is free. Yeah. Free podcast on unhinged crypto. Free. Told you that. Like, or it was on one of our member podcasts. I can't remember. The point is, where is Bitcoin when it is absurdly priced? Where is it when it's absurd? But what's an absurd level? Like, type it in the chat down below. Okay, here's the latest unhinged crypto podcast. You know, super cycle, 100 views. Appreciate all 100 people who watched it. No one's paying attention to what we're doing. The woman hasn't been wrong about anything ever. She was talking about 120K Bitcoin in April. But because she's blonde and cute, no one's listening. Okay, well, you know, we can change that. I'm going to change that. It's really hard to ignore this huge man in a cowboy hat screaming into a mic. El Salvador gets first tokenized treasuries offering. You know, Phantom, find a new cool token. Gen Z is going to download Phantom, buy Solana, and FOMO into something. They're not all going to make money, but they're going to learn. Right? What's the best way to learn about crypto? Buy something and lose money. You know, hopefully you don't lose it all, but, you know, eventually somebody goes, yeah, maybe we should buy Solana. Maybe we should buy some Bitcoin. Phantom becomes the top three, one of the top 3 apps. Okay, so when you get this kind of FOMO, you can get market corrections, right? So if regular coins go down 5%, memes can go down 40%, memes can go down 70%. You correct speculative excess. Correcting speculative excess is good. But there is a very important thing about today. You don't want to make too much of it out of any one day, but notice what happened, right? Memes went down. Some of them went down a lot. Some of them went down a little, and MicroStrategy exploded. So how many times can you have memes correct or go sideways, and how many high-quality items can explode? There's MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, and what else? Right? Like, name everything that went up in 2021. Every single layer one. Every single layer one that went up in the spring. Right? What about layer 2s? What about the revival in ETH? What about all the DeFi plays, all the real world asset plays? You don't think these things can go up massively? What happens when all this money that's flooding into hedge funds and they just press the FOMO button all at the same time? They're going to need liquidity and they're going to need themes. And they're just going to say, you know what? I don't know if we can beat the memes, but we want to be long this stuff in case this stuff is like a multi-year uptrend. We got to be long now. We got to deploy capital now. We don't have time to sit around and wait. I mean, you don't think crypto hedge funds are looking at what's going on in MicroStrategy and saying if they're buying this stock that's probably overvalued, if they're just indiscriminately FOMOing into this, what happens if there's indiscriminate FOMO on Coinbase and your job is on the line? If you don't own it, oh my God, forget about it. Just forget about it, right? You got to get in our member area, people, because we think like the way they think. We're developing baskets, portfolios, right? You know, live trading will come someday. You can join 27 Discords for live day trading and miss this whole thing. Multi-chain self-custody is the future. Cross-chain has not been traded. Okay, GOAT, an AI meme coin. Okay, it's correcting. Now, it's correcting to support, but it's correcting, right? So, you know, this thing goes to $1 billion. Now it's at 913 million market cap. There's good support here. I don't know if it's going to stop. Sometimes you get 70% corrections. Like, just for an example, like you're trading these coins, you're trying to figure it out. Okay, you join a live stream. You're like, okay, what do I do? Okay, so GOAT went down 50% before it launched itself. That's a little unusual. But, you know, sometimes GOAT, you know, sometimes these meme coins correct 70% before they go up. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but if GOAT did, GOAT would go all the way down to 40 cents, just so you know. And then if it's a 40% correction, because I've noticed that you have that. That's 81 cents. That's kind of sort of the bottom of this, where it started from. So, you might wash people out. You might wash out that last bit of FOMO. That would actually be healthy. Like, let's just look at meme coins like AI16Z, right? 62% retracement is at 21 cents. This was worth 500 million when I first showed it to you. Fully diluted market cap is now 169 million. Welcome to highly speculative digital assets during corrections, right? So I'm not hating, not loving it. All I'm saying is, like right here, this spike, yeah, you bought someone else's bag. Someone's waiting for you up here. They're waiting for you. And then down on the bottom and the stuff that no one's looking at, yeah, they're down there too. Then you're not paying attention, right? You're paying it. You're buying this without thinking, and they're selling it to you. And then down below, when no one's looking, they're hoovering it all up, right? Genon, fully diluted market cap, 7.7 million. This was, connected to the AI models that, made Truth Terminal. Huge spike, FOMO by retail, boom. Right? Catcoin, Believe. Okay. You get these big spikes and then it comes off. And if it's good, you can buy the 70% dip. Boop. This is a dog coin. This is a dog coin on Arbitrum. Okay. Again, this is not, just these coins came from like an analyst who used to work for me, who's now like a super smart guy. He was a super smart guy back then. What I'm saying is, when people go from speculative to quality, just about everything gets smacked, right? And I promised the Eagle King no hour-and-a-half streams today, so I'm going straight to PowerPoint, and then I can get, because it's worth it today, trust me. And then I'm going to get to as many requests as I can. Just remember, Patreon has a request window, right? So I can go in there like Telegram. You can make requests, and I can sort you out in Patreon. That's our middle offering at $15, which frankly is an absurd value. Guys are charging huge amounts of money for direct access. Please go check that out. Please become a YouTube member. Please do it on the way down, right? I'm always yelling. I'm always screaming. I'm always shouting. I would be happy to have you come into my ecosystem at any time, at any price. I will help you. However, I would love to have you do it when the market is down and not wait. Right? Like, when is the best time to bull post? When is the best time to wear the cowboy hat? When the market is down. As Toby Ward says, shopping, shopping, shopping. Okay, let's talk about Lux Algo. So it's a Lux Algo clinic, right? Jesse Livermore was a famous trader from the 20th century. He drew this thing called an accumulation cone, where a market would go back and forth in an upward sloping, wide mouth, confined space, and then go parabolic. Here was the first instance that I noticed in OHM, the real world asset token, everybody depositing treasuries, borrowing against it, and get stable coins to FOMO into the market. This thing just goes crazy banana pants. Oh, look, wait, another automatically drawn accumulation cone in MicroStrategy. Break out of the cone, go parabolic. Is there a pattern here? I think so. Here's the cone in Cardano. I mean, this is like a weekly chart. This thing draws it automatically. I don't draw this. You just click draw patterns and boom, it's there. Every time Cardano goes up, Lux Algo puts a support floor underneath it. And if Cardano takes out $1, doesn't it go right to $3? Like, what do we wait? What did it wait for over here? This was Ben Armstrong and just fed liquidity. Now you got the Orange Man and Hodgkins and Joe Rogan and everyone behind it. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, at 83 cents, I can't buy it. You got to be kidding me. Like, these formations are everywhere. They're drawn by an algorithm that costs like, I don't know, what is it? What is it? Like $40 a month? I mean, people, we got to, I mean, I understand there's people overseas. I understand people have jobs. I understand Christmas is coming. I get it. But I mean, how can you afford to not do this? I mean, look at this. I found this like 20 minutes before the stream, and my cowboy hat almost fell off. This is total crypto market cap. So this is everything, right? Everyone's like, ooh, this is at 3 trillion. People, Apple that makes like phones that are like 3 years behind Samsung, trades at 3 trillion. Want to know what 3 trillion is in the world today? Is pocket change. You have the Magnificent Seven. You have boomer equities trading at 3 trillion. This is the hottest thing since takeout pizza. I used to work at a company. We used to say, yeah, total crypto market cap is going to, I don't know, 10 trillion. I think 10 trillion is a conservative estimate. Do you realize what happens if total crypto market cap goes to just the top of the pennant? That's just, this is just this thing right here. That's adding 1 T to the whole market. So we can add a T. And then if it breaks out of the top and goes MicroStrategy, it goes to 6T. And how, you think that's stupid? I mean, what? Ethereum can't wake up. Solana can't massively go up. What about Polkadot? I mean, I could just go on and on and on. All the orange man has to do is make a speech that John Kennedy made that says, we're going to the moon. We're going to launch rockets. We're going to do it. We're going to do it best. We're going to do it first. We're going to go United States of America, and we're doing it. The United States of America has done, when the United States of America puts its mind to something, you better be careful, right? The Normandy landing, the space program. I mean, when we want to do something, we do it, particularly if there's the collective will of the people behind it. I mean, the U.S. government wants Web3. They're doing Web3. And this is not priced in. They're absolutely not priced in. Oh, my God, Bitcoin's at 94K. Yeah, because you're used to looking at it at 67 for 8 months. But you're not getting any research about what can happen here. And again, this computer program is telling you what's going to happen. It's telling you, look at this, total 3. This is total altcoin market cap, right? Altcoin market cap is still worth $859 billion. Nobody thinks, everybody's like, 90% of altcoins are going to zero, blah, 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 blah. Peter Schiff and all these jerks, whatever. They're all wrong. They're all wrong. They do these stock spaces. Yeah, 90% of altcoins are going to zero. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay. You know, you have fun long your boomer stocks that are going to wind up in trouble with regulatory agencies and lawyers based on what I'm reading in the newspaper. Meanwhile, this stuff just blow. This just absolutely blow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what happens if you have to reprice the entire market? I said this back to, you know what this was back in 2021? This was a repricing for liquidity. What was this in 2023? That was a repricing, unwinding this FTX debacle. We're basically total 3 is where it was at prior to the FTX debacle. What have we done? We've done nothing. We've just unwound bearish excess. You know, we had to do it twice because, I don't know, to shake everybody out and make sure you were bearish and you weren't long and you were going to ignore this Lux Algo buy signal from 2 weeks ago. It's 2 weeks old, by the way. Everyone wants to get off the train. Everyone's like, why is my coin not rallying? Blah, 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 blah. I get it. But this thing's going to go parabolic. Like, all of it is going to go parabolic. It's the formation is right here. Computer made it, right? DeFi perp. Wow, look at this. I asked the computer, like, what is the constituency of this DeFi perp index on Binance? You know, again, you have to look this up. This comes from Perplexity, Band, Compound, Kyber, Aave, Chainlink, Maker, Synthetics, Swipe, and ZRX. Boring. Yeah, okay, dude, until it breaks out of this accumulation cone. Like, what happens if Wall Street's got to come in? What happens if they got to make partnerships? Or what happens if TVL doubles and all this and Chainlink goes to 50? Where's all this other stuff going to go? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you absolutely positively cannot doubt what can happen here, given that these formations are out there, even if they're not full of exciting coins. Robinhood, 3-day chart. Do I have to explain this chart to you now? You know, Bernstein says this is the chart for deregulation. Okay, there's resistance up here, but this thing broke out of the accumulation cone. And if you look at this candle closely, it came right back down and retested it. Do you think I'm the only person in the market looking at this? Do you think this is the only algorithmic trading mechanism where people are going, yeah, wow, you know, like this one you could actually draw on your own. DXY at the top of its range. By the way, don't forget what we're doing here. You know, like dollar lower, you know, no top and bottom because no bottom in fiat, you know, and if they want to get it going, right, you can sit around, you can have a debt crisis, or you can sit around and grow your way out of it. What do you think they're going to do? The guy who builds skyscrapers, the guy who's on the phone, the guy who makes deals, the guy who's getting advice, the guy who's going to have a crypto czar. I mean, are you going to fade this guy? You know, They tried to shoot half of his face off. He stood up, pumped his fist, and walked off the stage. This is the guy that's behind crypto now. Are you going to fade that? Now, want to have a laugh? Let's have a laugh. Everyone's all down on gold, right? Gold got overdone. They smacked it. Hey, Bitcoin's dominating forever. Okay. Well, guess what? Gold Weekly, they broke out of one of these parabolic cone things, and they're trying to come back above it again. Like, what's going to happen if gold goes parabolic? Like, what happens if everybody just goes, you know what? I want alternative assets. We're going to take the dollar lower by mooning Bitcoin and gold. Has anybody considered what happens if gold goes to 5,000 where Bitcoin and Ethereum are? Is anyone talking about this? Because I got the picture. The picture is right here. Total 2, total crypto market cap with ETH. I mean, without Bitcoin, which, is going to be driven by ETH. The buy signal was a week ago. This has done basically nothing and could just go to 5 trillion. Like, it's just right there. We're in the middle of this formation. What do you want to do? You think it's going back down here for what? So we can wait for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, the people who want this to go up are in charge of the Treasury, the Fed, Congress. They want it to go up. And if you look at the history of equities, when they want it to go up, it's going to go up, especially if they can build something on it that, the guy who builds things like, Elon says, nobody knows more about manufacturing than me. What happens if he spreads out into Web3 and just says, yeah, I want to hire all these guys to build? What if Elon, instead of doing Tesla and rockets, he starts trading people? Like, would he put this person over there and that person over here and, just let them go build stuff? ETH versus Bitcoin, no hope, no bottom until next week. Can you imagine what happens if ETH wakes up? You can't even talk about it, though. No one wants to hear it. Can't talk about it. Blow off top in Bitcoin to 105. Everyone's looking for a blow off top. I don't know. Maybe it's not a blow off top. Maybe it just goes and just sits and then keeps going. But you should get a blow off top. You should blow through 100 next week. Bitcoin ETF, the new driver of the market. You have a Fibonacci extension point at 53.88. I cannot possibly be the only person who knows that this is here. You start taking out 55 or 54 in this thing, it's going to 73. They're already betting on 100. I mean, no one cares. They're not even drawing this. They're like, where is it? It's at 50. Okay, it's probably going to 100. Okay, let's buy some 80 call options, right? That's what they're doing. They're just going to get exposure, and they're just going to FOMO in, and they don't care. Bitcoin doesn't have a 6-figure price. Somebody involved in ETF, they're just like, put 10% of my portfolio in Bitcoin, period. Like, why is MicroStrategy stock going up? Oh, because they own a bunch of Bitcoin. What do we own? Do we own Bitcoin? No. Okay, buy Bitcoin. That's how it goes in equities. Bitcoin. Okay. Lux Algo points to 99.7. Orange Man buying social media company, buying a crypto trading platform because they're kidding about all this, right? And they're meeting with Armstrong, who could wind up the next czar. Can you imagine? Or can you imagine the Orange Man funneling money through an NGO, through Coinbase Ventures, to have these guys get Web3 going like now, like the space program? Do you know what Algorand does? I don't know. It's an American crypto digital asset company, a layer 1. Whatever it does, it's about to do it. ICP, another BitBoy coin. Like, how can you possibly doubt this? Whatever there was to say about this, whenever he was saying it, I'm serious. Just break out the videos, man. I'm going to break out the videos. Just break out the videos and find out what he was saying about it. If you could have retail and his following FOMOing into this stuff, imagine what happens when they get a call from the Orange Man or Elon Musk and says, build something. MakerDAO, DeFi, boring, right? Okay. They gave up on this massively in September. What happens if this becomes massive DeFi infrastructure? Bonk, probably a blow off top, but not moving. Retail is involved. That's the most important point. They're probably buying this stuff from whales. That's okay. Volume is huge. They're here. If it comes out of Bonk, where's it going to go? Clover, just as an example of what can happen in this market. Okay. Clover, a DeFi protocol that I would put in the Polkadot universe. Moons go straight up. Bag holders sell for 3 days. and then someone comes in and buys the dip. Secret, silent swap, cross-chain trading. Explodes, comes back down. It's up today when the market's down. People are buying the dip. And the thing is, the market's giving you dips. A lot of times they don't give you dips in meme coins, but you are still getting dips. And people think that dips are bad. They're like, oh, well, it went up, now it went down, now I can't touch it. No, people. It's a bull market. You buy the dips. They give you the dips, you take the dips. Because you know what? This thing gets to a point, it goes up. Everyone FOMOs into the memberships. I will take you. Come on in. I will help you. But you got to come in now. Come in and get the coins now. Get the Coinbase portfolio now. Get the GAN portfolio now. Get the real world asset picks now. So when everything goes way up, if you get the correction, you are there. Or this stuff could just go way up, reprice itself, and then we got to figure it out from there. Please come on and see us. Microstrategy meme coin. This is so funny, right? Microstrategy, everything is on fire. The Microstrategy 2100 meme coin, designed to mimic SPX 6900, is down 70% from its top, and there's no bid so far. To me, again, I told you not to do this. We're just looking at it. This thing went from $1.20 to $3. You thought you missed it. Then it went down 70%, and no one wants it. No one will touch the stuff. Isn't this funny? Like, the guy's a rock star. He's in like a Beeple thing with a giant green candle in his Levi's. The market's probably looking at the wrong thing. Now, either this project doesn't know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But people have not figured this out fully yet, is what I'm saying. Like, if there's a celebrity in crypto, it's Michael Saylor. If there's a meme coin that should be going up based on celebrity, attention, whatever, everybody keeps saying MicroStrategy is not going to get any more attention. That was what, a month ago? Ski. Now, okay, so this is a cool dog coin, right? So this went way up. Everyone FOMO'd in. Now it's correcting. So now what you look for, if it goes past 40%, you look for the 70% correction. You see if you get lucky. You may get lucky in some of this stuff. A16Z, same thing. Boom, 75% washout. GOAT. We talked about this. Marathon Digital. Okay. Meanwhile, everyone's trading GOAT. Marathon Digital, an organic source of Bitcoin. No one likes it. Hedge funds are short. Blah, 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 blah. This thing went straight down off FTX, and it's going to go straight back up. Stock's trading at 23. It probably should be at 50. Speed, magnitude, and direction. What goes down a certain way goes back up the same way, and that's the market update. Okay, per my promise to the Eagle King, I have 7 minutes. Okay, by the way, again, member area, next 5X sectors, alt season podcast, talking about all kinds of altcoins, portfolio updates, still relevant, GAN work coming soon. I mean, people, please. Okay, what do we got here? Bob Marsh is not letting go of MSTR 2100. All right, Bob, I love you, man, but don't get wrecked. Okay. Somebody says there's an 8x Bitcoin asset. People, please don't get wrecked. Okay. Please don't get wrecked. All right. Algo is very close to H-bar. They're actually partnered. Dude, ring. Orange Man on line 1. Ring. Elon Musk on line 2. Ring. Charles Hoskins on line 3. I know no one uses the phone anymore, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, oh my God. Right? Crypto Keter says Livermore chart is hand-drawn. Who else is showing you this? Yo, people, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. Get where's your mom? Where's your sister? Where's your brother? You know what I'm saying? Like, lean over at work. Yo, man, you got to watch this. You got to get involved. You got a Coinbase account open? Holy God almighty. T-Bone, oh my God. Quantum Guru smashing the green button emoji. Farmer Sam Forrest with the banana. The banana. GPU. Oh my God. These small AI coins. Oh. Somewhere in here, man, there is something that is just going to be. I mean, you got one of these cone formations, these triangles, these things are everywhere, man. This was kind of complicated. You broke out, but Lux Algo is putting this big shelf underneath this stuff. You know how many times I've seen this? The whole market looks like this. Everyone's like, I've missed everything because a bunch of like dumb, like all coins, like a bunch of smart people that know how to trade and do things, and kids who get this stuff before everybody else. Yeah, they made a lot of money, but what about this other stuff, man? Like, for example, what does Multicoin Capital own? This gigantic hedge fund that's into like Filecoin and the Graph and all kinds of stuff like that. What do they own? Right? What do the hedge funds own? DGen down 16% today. Just doing, it's like an herbal cleanse. Oh, you guys got a little bit too bullish? Okay. Let's give you a little bit of cleanse here. Right? You bull post in a down market. Think about the space race. Go watch videos about, go watch the right stuff. Go watch moon videos. I know this is so funny. I used to work at a company where they used to say, what was it? The moon is not the limit to the moon and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the 2021 motto when it was venture capital liquidity pumpathon plus, with the Fed behind it. Now, no one's talking about the moon. Nobody. No one's talking about astronauts. No one's talking about rockets. No one's talking about that. Go watch moon, Apollo, rocket ship videos. It's a little tough to watch. Go watch Saving Private Ryan. Go see the size of the Normandy landing. Yeah, I know that's crazy. Please get in the YouTube member area. Oh my God, we are so ready for this. Patreon has special, Patreon has a store if you're allergic to reports. Patreon is $15. I'm basically guiding you through this, right? With some serious, I got a little bit of a Pluto and Aquarius podcast going in there last night. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Right? I mean, I know you're here and I love you for that. Please hit the like button on the way out. Please subscribe to the channel. Please watch the short videos. But you know what? Even if you don't do all these things, please get involved. And for God's sakes, get Lux Algo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like zero shill. I'm making a living with this computer program that's $50 a month. You know what I'm saying? I used to make dedicated videos. Now the live stream is the dedicated video in a way, right? Because it's like right there, like $6 trillion total market cap. Okay, I'm getting the Eagle King out of here with 2 minutes to go. We'll see you tomorrow.